Last week, Slack said on Twitter that Luminosity was looking for a coach for Champs. Would some new leadership put LG on the right path, or will Formal in the game crash and burn again? Clint, Formal is your favorite player, so we're going to start with you.
Well, let's start on coaches. Did Team Caliber or Rise Nation have a coach, Joe?
No.
Oh, they're in the grand final. How odd. EG has a coach. Optic have a coach. Doesn't seem to be helping all that much. And this isn't knock to coaches as much as when you think about how this esport works. Let's think major sports. All right, let's think of something like the NFL. The NFL, we have an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, they're calling out plays, they're really invested in it. Or something like basketball, where you're calling plays up and down the court, timeouts, so on and so forth. I view COD, with the way coaches are involved now, more as like, let's say, soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. They basically set your lineups and have a strategy going in, but once the gameplay actually starts, you rely on those 11 players to make the plays. They can't interject themselves much at all. They can scream a bit, but they can't do that much for the players. So no matter how good your coach is when it comes to Call of Duty, once you start playing, once you get in those 2v2 late round situations in Search, there is nothing that a coach can do for you. So I don't give a if they give a coach or not. I don't think it's going to make a difference whatsoever.
All right, well, Clint with some strong stuff right there. Ben, what do you think?
You know, first of all, I'm going to touch on Clint's mini rant, if you will, about coaches. I do actually disagree, and I think a prime example is actually Brian Saint from E United. I think he's done a very, very good job about just taking over control of vetoes, which we've seen teams like LG really, really struggle with. Just, you look at a game, you're going as a caster, you're thinking, have they even done their research? Like, what is going on here? Brian Saint does a really good job for that with E United. However, you are totally right. Once the game starts, the coach isn't allowed on the stage, so ultimately the coach is sat there, fingers crossed, praying, watching like everybody else. However, I think the prep work really does add a lot to a team, especially some teams that really do need it. Does the likes of Rise Nation need a coach? Probably not. Does the like of LG need a coach? Well, unless it was our wonderful host, Joe DeLuca, wink, wink, then
oh, he's really trying to get brownie points, Joe. Get that out of here.
I'm not really sure, because you have
That's a great answer.
No.
You have to look at the likes of JCap.
I'm being cheated. I'm going to be cheated out of the win.
You're not being cheated out of anything. You have to look at the likes of JCap. Does JCap need a coach? We're talking about one of the most experienced players ever. Does he really need a coach? At this point in the game, is a coach really going to help you? No. It's not. Let's be honest. A coach maybe at the beginning of the year, sure. But if you're LG, what have you got to learn? Watch the VOD yourself. At the end of the day, it comes down to simple things with LG, and I don't think coaches are going to solve the simple things. The in-game decisions you've seen LG make mistakes on, mind-blowing.
I coached a team back in Call of Duty Ghost.
That was after...
Yeah, Killa, Saints, Bows, Ricky. It was a mess. It was a Unite team. I went out drinking every night of the tournament. I showed up hungover and basically just made sure they didn't bicker. We got third place.
Elite.
Yeah. That just means you're a great coach, Clint. You just nullified your entire argument because of how good of a coach you really were.
I didn't do anything.
This is tough because I think you both brought up really bad points.
Bad points?
Yeah, so I'm going to...
Wait, what?
Wait, hold on. I actually have to think about this a second before I declare the winner. Because
how was my point about Brian Saint bad?
You segued into a good thing. Oh, they want me to give it a point early on, so I'm going to give it to Ben. Ben, you're going to be our winner for this one.
Just because you said you'd be the coach.
No. Here's the reason why. I have to explain why. A coach would help LG, but this is where Ben went wrong. He goes, do you think that LG needs some help in their fundamentals? No, it's too late in the year. Are you serious? That team needs so much help in their fundamentals.
In terms of their in-game decisions?
Yes, absolutely. It's
how
not
is a coach
good.
Help with their in-game decisions?
Make playoffs. They
1 point for Joe.
Playing fundamentally good Call of Duty.
I won the show already.
You know who JCap, he needs help. He actually needs help. That is what a coach would do. If he had to argue with someone, the coach is there. It is another mind to help him explain it to these guys how to play, because right now LG does not know how to play. They do need someone else to help them. Their prep work is non-existent, and that is why, because yes, I do think LG needs a coach. Ben, that is why you're our winner. But Clint, I will say this, not every team does need a coach. The problem is every team needs someone to listen to, and if that team isn't going to listen to that person, that is when a coach comes in handy, because you need two people to just yell at someone to make a correct play.
You do.